Welcome back to RLCS Overtime. We just got done recapping the North American Mid-Season Mayhem. Europe was just as crazy, if not crazier. Which one did you like better, Carpet?
I think there were a lot more ridiculous Rumble goals in Europe. So I'm going to go with Europe, probably.
How about you, Gibbs and Shogun?
Well, we had more crazy Rumble goals because we had 4 Game 5s compared to 1, so Europe was definitely better because we got more Rumble.
More opportunities for more crazy Rumble. It is, we do so many different things with Mid-Season Mayhem, and it's still just like true blue Rumble that I feel like we all enjoy the most. We can look at the bracket for Europe, how things panned out there with the Mid-Season Mayhem. 4 teams went home immediately in the qualifiers because they keep calling them qualifiers. They're quarterfinals.
Yes, but close your eyes if you don't want spoilers. But here, and close your ears, I guess, because we're about to talk about it. But Mocket went on a run, 3-0 over Flipside, and then kept that domination up against Northern Gaming, pulling the leftovers, and finally winning the whole thing against Resonant. 3-2, got harder as they went.
I think my biggest disappointment was that you didn't give me popcorn for the European broadcast.
Oh, come on.
Only for the North American one. And
That's
you know
true.
popcorn is the way to my heart.
Well,
There was still probably some left on that keyboard after the Saturday.
That's
You were
exactly
fine.
why.
It was mostly grease and butter, but yes, the WASD keys were a different shade. They had a nice shimmer to them.
They looked clean, but I think clean's the wrong word, but
Yeah.
they looked very shimmery.
It's okay. We can go to the movies later and we'll get some more
Okay,
popcorn.
cool.
But Mocket eSports made the full run, back-to-back Mid-Season Mayhem champions, and it all started in the quarterfinals that are not qualifiers.
Once again, we get to see some drop shot. But Flipside, honestly, sure, they don't play these modes, but it looked like they just weren't playing good Rocket League at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, certainly weren't very lackluster to the way they were playing drop shot. They were all over the shop. Rumble, I mean, we heard them call it out. Marky Doodle was just using items whenever he got a hold of it. It was just a case of, yeah, they weren't really turning up. It was maybe a case they just didn't care. We'll find out.
Yeah, really rough situation there for Flipside as they did not pull off the win. Mocket getting the 3-0 sweep on their roads to the finals. But Northern Gaming versus Calnos, this was the closest of the quarterfinals we had as it went to 5 games.
Yeah, Countdows actually showed up a bit. Maybe they showed up because they want to rethink their logo or something like that. I thought my logo looked a lot better than theirs for the entire day. But Countdows actually showed up against Northern until it got real with double goal, where Northern Gaming came up on fire and then won the last Rumble game as well.
It wasn't technically, Wave. These are qualifiers. They're qualifying into the
guess.
semifinals.
I guess you do qualify for something.
It's just qualifying for the semifinals and then hopefully the finals.
I guess so, but we're going to talk about this one later. This was probably the nuttiest thing I've ever seen.
That was great. With the Gale Force
man.
wins, man, of that tornado.
Yeah, Gale Force.
Fantastic.
And they win the game, too.
Yes, and like if you guys don't know, Gale Force eSports, Chaussette making some plays there, but they are pocket aces. Gale Force picked them up throughout the week, so that's why you see their name there. We also had another different name here with Resonant.
Yep, Resonance Esports, formerly Secrecy.
Yes.
And now,
It's a secret.
oh, this is a secret. I'm so sorry. Didn't realize that was a thing. But yeah, they took down
Oh, the
Penta
tease.
Esports 3-1. The Rumble goals continued here. Oh my goodness.
It's just so much fun to watch more Rumble.
Yeah,
And it's funny because all those highlights, for the most part, are Rumble. We show drop shot once in a while just to give drop shots some love, but honestly, we all love watching Rumble.
I mean, just in general, the items, they deliberately have this like massive amount of impact they have on the game immediately. And in North America, it seemed like the plunger was the special move, and in Europe, it was just spikes for days. Generally, like people kind of learn to save an item for spikes, like or learn how to deal with people dribbling with spikes. But I mean, some incredible plays from all of Europe as far as spikes were concerned.
Now, as we move into the semifinals, first semifinal was Mocket versus Northern Gaming, a rematch of last season's Mid-Season Mayhem finals.
Yeah, it really was. Mocket this time. They got taken a lot more to it, but still pretty dominant in the way they were playing. I just love the fact that we got to see some Retro Utopia. My favorite map in the old game, unfortunately, that's Pillars.
They look very similar because they're
did get
both
to.
very round and a lot of
That
round
really
walls.
confused me because that's the first thing I saw was that bloody wall.
I mean, to be fair, Mid-Season Mayhem the whole weekend was a blur. Lots of great action.
There was so much.
And Pillars, though, Mock really showed up extremely well on this map. Like K-Dop here using the inner wall to begin a wall shot, and those are so hard to save because it's like point blank at that point.
The map is so small. You have to play much more tight and much more small ball sorts of plays. So that was incredible. But then we get the other semifinal, the other side of the bracket, Gale Force Esports versus Resonant Esports. Resonant taking the win here over Pashy and the boys.
Yeah, that was a surprise win because Pashy and Violent Panda, they were the champions last time around, so you thought that they had a lot of experience coming in. But one thing that was great, both semifinals went to Game 5, and then, of course, the finals did as well, so we got to see more Rumble, and we got to see some Snow Day And that was the highlight of the weekend with Leaf.
Leaf casting it full Canadian. It was the most genuinely just brilliant thing I've heard on this set.
Yeah, that clapper to the bottom right, beautiful goal.
The clapper.
Clapper.
I still don't know what a clapper is. And it's funny that Pashy lost the. Not funny, but it's interesting. He's like the biggest advocate of MidSeason Mayhem. He loves MidSeason Mayhem.
I feel like it's just because it's more money that you can maybe win. But also at the same time, he does well, and it's a play. Yeah. He's a player that we have talked about. I think his raw mechanical skills translate really well to almost anything. So you look at things like drop shot. A lot of players have a hard time breaking the habit of putting it up high so that a teammate can get the pass or redirect it into a goal. And drop shot is the exact opposite. The idea is if you have a powerful ball at your disposal, you want to put it to the ground as quickly as possible. And I think just his mechanical skill kind of lended into his favor just in general, but probably because there's money.
Probably. But the finals, Market EU versus Resonant Esports. It was quite the thriller, going the full distance of 5 games, but in the end, Market EU takes the win.
It's really weird. I've never seen a series go to 5 games and then be so convinced that one team won it by the end of it. That final game was absolutely brutal. But the whole series leading up to it was so close. But when Market won a game, they really won the game.
And then I made a mistake because I was like, oh, it's 6 brand new players in the finals because everyone always forgets about Mystic on Northern Gaming from last season. And honestly, I forgot about Mystic on the team. So he's actually been back-to-back finals, and he winds up winning it this time, much like Classics in the last North America day. So sorry, Mystic, but I just completely forgot about you like everyone else.
And I was talking to Wave earlier, if there's one thing the Market organization can do well, it's find people that are great at MidSeason Mayhem.
Oh, they are,
an entirely new roster, but back-to-back champions as far as the name is concerned, which is kind of an interesting statistic.
And it's a little bit different for Europe because whoever wins MidSeason Mayhem comes in second at the World Championships compared to North America. So there's not so much of a curse there compared to
it's finding. I think this is a good point. Like finding a team, putting together a good Rocket League team is a good thing for an organization to be able to do. Finding a good Rocket League team that can win our joke like All Stars weekend. Who prioritizes that, right? I don't think anybody did, but they pulled it off 2 years in a row.
Imagine this one guy on their committee that's looking for players, and he's like. He's not telling anybody. He's like, trust me, you want that guy because he watched him play Rumble once. And
he's the best
that guy's
scout.
Insane.
He's the best scout, but only for MidSeason Mayhem.
Only for MidSeason Mayhem. We had some great plays. You've already seen a few of them, but let's look at them again. The top 6 plays because we like to break the rules around here for MidSeason Mayhem. Number 6. Getting underway.
Number 6 coming out. There were so many good plays. I think these are all Rumble plays. Here he gets the freestyle. He gets bumped out, but wait, he still has a grapple left. So it was a bump and a tornado, but he's like, a grapple can go through all of that. So he begins here with a freestyle, knowing I have a failsafe with that grapple and just sneaks it into the corner.
Gets it into the corner there. Devo, though, coming out in number 5. This maybe, we don't often see defensive plays make it into the top 5, but this tornado, the ball's almost in the goal, and then whoop, just carries it back away. We lost our minds.
I believe he had to use an item, especially if you're on defense and no one else has anything else to save it. You just have to, and you can see how
use whatever it is.
Painfully close that ball was to going in, and it just swooped it right back out.
Made it out there, but Freaky on there. They only made it they did not make it out of the quarterfinals here, but this spike freestyle play from Penta is carrying it through, doing the discount Jazer.
And you see Magnus trying to defend this from his camera view. He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to fly up as well and hope.
That's okay. Never mind. Okay, whatever. Just goes away. So close there. They had Freaky. They ended up dropping that series, but Magnus's magnet play. We call this the seizure goal.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, you weren't getting anywhere even close to this. The magnet is designed to pull the ball consistently closer to you. Yeah, it certainly did. Look at him, keep going up. Yeah, keep flailing if you can. Magic Cup would be proud of you, Magnus. Well done.
Speaking of trying to play goalie, Pashy's just like, I don't know.
But we saw this once earlier already today. The only veritable tornado goal I think I've ever seen. And Pashy gets the credit because you don't actually get credit for touching the ball with the tornado.
Yeah, Pashy got the credit here for the pass, I suppose, but
I guess credit for the goal.
What is that? It's perfect though, because they just became Gale Force eSports.
They did.
Why not get the best?
Of course, they have to score.
Goal.
They have to score with the wind, of course. But number 1, Maestro. Carpet, tell me all about this.
This was it, and they should have won. Northern Gaming didn't do it. We tried to be biased, and he managed to fake out every single player on the team. And then the way he dumps this ball off, the way he offloads it, I don't think there's actually a way he could have predicted this. I mean, just take a look at this. He's going to use
He's
a
moving
right flip,
sideways.
and then he just dumps it left anyways.
Perfect time in there. Like, you can actually see the timer of when spikes run out, but usually no one's like looking in the bottom right because you're just like, I'm going to spin as much as I can into the net. So probably a little lucky, but it looked just brilliant.
Brilliant play there. The Midseason Mayhem was so much fun on both sides of NA and EU, but we got to move on. We got to talk about the next week of league play for Europe. So we look at the standings here. It is still Pocket Aces, now Gale Force eSports, who are on the top of the board, 3-0.
Yeah, we got 3-0 for them. Everyone else has at least one loss. Kauno sitting all the way down 1-5. They are not out yet, though. They can still make it in, but need a lot of help.
Yeah, and they've still got a lot of big teams to take on as well. They've still got F3 to play against, Northern Gaming, the Leftovers, and I think it's either between Penta and Resonant, who is their other game. Those are the biggest matches of their entire season, which they will be heading into. So to say that they are a shoo-in, I think that's pushing it right now.
Now, if we look at the matches that are coming up for this week, we're going to start off the weekend with Flipside versus Penta. Flipside sitting there they only got one loss right now, going to try and improve that record. But where are the playoff implications in this match, or in this schedule here, Gibbs?
So, North America, you have a chance for 2 teams to clinch a world championship spot. Here, it's very unlikely. The only team that can is Gale Force Esports. They have to get 2 wins, but they also need Flipside plus Northern Gaming to lose all of their games. That's the only way that we get a team to go to Worlds. Then Flipside can clinch a playoff spot if they beat Penta, and if Penta loses, Mocket clinches because of that as well. Northern Gaming, they can clinch with 1 win, and then Resonant can clinch with 2 wins or 1 win and some help along the way. And that is just in week 4. Then
That's
of
just
course
week 4,
we still have week 5 for a lot of playoff seeding, and then the top 2 is going to be really, really hard to get, and that's all going to come down to the final week.
We need to get you like a spider diagram to put up behind us so we can
some
tell if
thumbtacks.
I've seen murder mystery programs that are easier to follow than that.
It's hard to follow right now because we have 2 more weeks of league play, but it'll all get sorted out after this week. It'll be a lot more clear, and I'm excited to see how that league play does go. We'll be back pretty quickly with that league play, but overtime is going to keep on going on. We have an interview with Dan Sizzle coming up. Don't go anywhere. It'll be great. See you in a bit.